Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Really? So, can we have a louder cheer for once? At least we can start our morning better and bigger, and you can say quite louder. Good morning, everyone. So, I hope you all of you can hear me and you can join us. So, thank you so much, everyone, for being over here. And this is you can say the first offline session we have done after this pandemic. I hope pandemic situations has done some of the different type of you can say situations for each and everyone. We had go through with this. Now let's start and let's make this community bigger. So let me quickly start my session. And the topic is low code and no code. I'm not pretty sure how many of you are aware with this or not. Trust me, I'm going to make you aware about what low code is and what no code is, or what is the best option for you to select or to start your applications or next project to build on some specific applications. So have you any idea what is low code or what is no code? Any one of you? I have only 30 minutes, not more than that. So you have to answer before 30 minutes, I would say. Any idea what low code and no code is? No? No idea? Okay, let me start, you can say from the very past. There was a two technique. If you have to build some software, website, application, whatever you call it. First is you can write something, some logics, some functions, or maybe something like which can be performed, some operations on some particular event. Or there was an option since past, we can have a flow, like a functional flow, how my applications look like, how my applications data will flow in my entire application. And according to that particular flow, we can design, or maybe someone else can design for me. So for me, it's a no code. I haven't done any code. But actually, that particular person maybe had some kind of code there. Okay. Now, in the industry, there is so many platforms out there available where you can go and you can write your code. But some of the platforms are also available for the enterprise persons or maybe the audience who doesn't have any knowledge about how to write code. And they are business owners. Or maybe the person who is interacting with the customers continuously. So if customer is asking something, so how they can build something very quickly? There is many options. First, now let me ask again to my developers, like this is something my customer asked, can we build this? If yes, let's do it. So what will be the process in that? Again, we have to design the complete process, the agile sprints we have to define. Then you can say my scrums will be started. And then we have to do the same process, like this is something I have to start, this is something we have to do it after this particular sprint, and then something else. So this is you can say all-time approach when you always follow. But over here, I have something for you, like which you must be interested in. Before that, I wanted to make you aware with the agenda today. So the agenda will be like we will be starting this flow. I'm not having much time, so let's start quickly. So before that, let me quickly give you an insight what the market stats says about low code and no code. So the till last year, if we're talking about over here, is till 2021 in the pandemic time or maybe during the pandemic time. So the low code and no code platforms market was $16 billion globally. Okay. And we are hoping with cross fingers, it is going to be at least $159 billion by 2030. It's not you can say tomorrow that it has to be completed, but how it's going to be complete, or we can say how we are going to make this true. So behind that, we have some platforms or tools to start with. If we have to start, let me quickly start and let me quickly introduce you with the no-code platforms, or what is no-code at least. So if you have any other idea by its name, like what no-code is, so we can have some idea in my mind. No-code मतलब कोई code नहीं, है ना? This is something you must be interested. Like जो मर्जी बनाना है बनाओ, आज कोई code नहीं, है ना? जैसे मंगलवार के दिन no chicken. There's something we don't have to write any single thing today only. We have something no code. But can no code fulfill your requirements? Let's see. So what no code is? This is an official documentation language which you can see in so many other websites. What no code is? Let me tell you in a layman language. No code, as I mentioned, today is we can just think about Tuesday no chicken, something like that. Now I do not have to write any code. Similarly, so there are some platforms available. Those platforms can help you out. to build what you want to see in that. Okay, so can I have to, or maybe I would say, do I have to edit some code in that? If it's a no code, then you do not have to do any single, you can say any single comma correction also. It's nothing like that. So when we need to use a no-code platforms, there is a specific requirement for it. So we generally use no-code platforms for making internal applications very, very quickly. Just think about it. If you are into college, if you are in an organization, or if you are a manager who manages a particular person's PR, I would say. So there may be maybe multiple tasks which you have to maybe validate, which you have to authenticate before doing them. Just like that. Suppose you are in an organization and you have to apply for a suppose holiday or for a long holiday. So what should be the process? The process will be you have to apply as an leave application or somewhere on HR portal. So what HR portal can do that for you? HR portal can give you a form where you can fill that particular form, and once you submit that form, that particular request will go to your manager. Okay. So do we require the similar thing? If the requirement is so simple, so what we can do, these kind of application we can quickly build using no code platforms, I would say. So no code platform is a programming platform as per the definition, if you can see over there, that allow you to, with a visualization, with an editor, or with a browser-based editor, or it could be a desktop-based editor, okay, that can allow you to drag and drop and create some quick applications without any writing code. So these kind of applications can be used in industry. The answer is yes, they can be used, and this is a future like we are talking about. So that is going to be a future, I would say. I'm not a biased over here, like you do not have to write code. Yes, you have to write code once again. Where we have to write in some kind of different application we will be talking about later this session. Okay, so like what are the options? Like if we are going to see why we have to use these kind of no-code platforms. So they are very fast. They are very easy to start with. They have quick maintenance into them. They have agility, and they have the no coding strategies once again. So these are the one, you can say, one of the you can say benefit of no code platforms which we can directly choose to start and how we can do them. So if you just go again with them, with the definition. So just to make your words very simple, when you use any no code approaches, so it's this particular method used to deploy, I would say, develop any kind of business application. There is no code required. So that is too fast, so that you can save your time just by dragging and dropping components without writing them. Like supposing if you have to create a web application, you must be using some HTML pages over there. And for the HTML pages, you must be have write some kind of a button tag or something else. But if you use these kind of platforms like a no-code platform, you can just quickly drag your components. You can put it into your page, and your application will be, you can say, executable in just few seconds. So that's particular save your time. Similarly, it's very productive because it's an all WYSIWYG way where there is no coding writing strategy. So that's very productive. If you are assigning this particular tool into your team, or I would say in your complete team, so the task which has to be done by at least 3 developers could be done by just a 1 developer or maybe in a half a day. So that's how you can save your time, and you can save lots of dollars for your company, for your team, just to make these applications more productive. As I mentioned, you can save lots of money for your company, for your customer. That's how we can say it's cost effective. Okay, so these are the just words. We will see in more details how we can do that. But before that, let me quickly take you an introduction to the low code also. What kind of platform you can use for low code? So, low code is something where you must be interested. If you are a real programmer and you are offered like there is no code, low code platform, so where our jobs will be? Because there is an AI who is going to write your code on behalf of you. So where you will your be jobs, like where you have to write your code, then only that particular platform comes. So as you mentioned, we will think about in their comparison also. So no code was a platform. There is no code at all, but in the low code, as it's mentioned, low code, you maybe can understand with this term once again. Low code happens having some kind of code capability, but not on a wider level. Okay, so these kind of low code platforms gives you a capability that you can edit. And there are so many low code platforms available in the market. The different type of, like you can say, framework they can give you. Some of the you can say components are available in the market, or the platforms are available in the market who gives you a capability to create a full stack application. Then you have to decide where you want it to having some editing, like on the front end, on the back end, or on somewhere in the database side, on some maybe it's searching algorithms, it's sorting mechanism, or some other options you have to do it. I hope you can you can understand and you can relate your terms into it. Okay. So whenever we start something, so in the low code platform, there is a scope of change, there is a scope of improvement, there is a scope of customization, there is a scope of to fulfill customer branding and theming requirements. If suppose I have created a software, suppose there is a product, there is a company comes like Zomato, and they said, I'm not liking your product because it's not matching with my branding theme. Zomato loves the red color every time. If even if you see their, you can say the delivery boys, they have already wear their red t-shirt, or they already have their own pamphlets, even their stickers into red. But if you have created a platform using some kind of a maybe no code platform where you don't have any options to change their color and to match with their branding or their design system, you can't do it. Okay, but in the no code platforms, you have this option. You have this option to match with your customer's branding to fulfill their requirements with the way they want it. Okay, so that's how low code platform can give you. And trust me, low code is a way forward where we can see a hope of, you can say, lots of jobs. Okay, so in that case, again, you have the similar benefits which was available into no code, and I would say more than that. So what was the benefit into no code? It was fast. Similarly, it also has some kind of, you can say, drag droppable visualization editor where you can go and drag drop at least your first phase of your application. Okay, you can just put your component from the left side toolbox and you can put into your canvas so that how it's going to look like. So you can create the first phase of your application just by dragging and dropping. So it's fast, it's cost effective. Again, it's having a scope for changing. Apart from them, what other options or the advantage it offers you? Scalability, you can create those as I mentioned. There's a scope of improvement, there's a scope of scalable environment. So if you have created some project and they require some more, you can say, more features to it, like they wanted to have more functions into it, they wanted to have some more components into it. So how you can quickly do that? So low code platforms gives you an capability where you can go and you can edit your code further. You can add each and every option as a module, step by step. So it's having options for a scalable environment. The best part is editable code. As we always mention, we developers love code. I'm not pretty sure about you, but yes, we do it. Okay, so how you can meet your code, that is low code environment, which you cannot be interact with your code anyhow with your no code platform. So that's how low code gives you an capability to interact with your code, to change something if it's required, and to modify your code if your customer is asking to improve its performance, if the customer is asking to change its design, whatever you want. So you have capability to change the code. Again, as I mentioned, branding and theming. This is most important. If we are talking today, and in a you can say entire history, there's a huge UI and UX requirements out there. So every customer wants to match their portals with their theme. So yes, we can do that because we have a code to edit. Similarly, we have coding rules to define. We can set up the page size, page screen, layout, or whatever you want. So, in general terms, if we talk about a user with no advanced knowledge can work on the platforms like no code or low code. Now, if there is a bit of knowledge of the code also available, you can go ahead and you can choose a platform which can give you an option to edit your code. Okay, so that's how. Let me quickly have a quick comparison. So, there are so many platforms available in the market. They have different type of rules and they have different type of options to offer you. But if you talk about like where you can see your scope of work, so the first thing I would say, low code versus no code. So the first option is, can low code fulfill your all the requirements? Can no code fulfill your all the requirements? This particular slide will make you clear, will make you a better understanding with both of these offerings. The first option is, if we have to create a small application that is just like a lead application, or maybe some kind of there is a business rules to be have authenticated before they have, like there has to be processed in my company. Like there's an organization who wants a complete setup, like there is a no paper documentation, there is no manual, you can say communication. If anyone has to do, they has to be done by some applications that should be authenticated and authorized by some specific, you can say role person. So for internal applications, which platform we can use? So trust me, we can use either. Like we can use either low code or no code, that hardly matters. Because for those kind of cases, it doesn't require any specific customization. which doesn't require any highly engineering at the back end, which doesn't require any theme to be matched because it's an internal application. And these kind of internal applications, most of the time, they known as B2B applications. So for B2B application, and it's most important that it's basically in my internal application, so we can compromise with the design. We can compromise because it's at last it savings my time, it savings my cost, it savings so many other resources. You can just think, suppose you are an owner of an organization, or thoda sari baat. Suppose you are owning a business, a small business, maybe a shop, okay, and you have to maintain a record of your entire products, which is going to be procured by yourself for you to sell further. So either you must be having your own portal on own website, or maybe the internal portal like Amazon sellers, okay, या फिर आप क्या करोगे, you will quickly build your own because it's for my own. So I would not invest money into buying some different products. If I'm a quite technical, so because I'm technical, I can go on some platform where I can just drag, drop, push, and define a flow that will authenticate me how to define a business rule. Like suppose मेरे घर में मैं normal बात करता हूँ generic. मेरे घर में suppose एक business है, suppose like a small shop, and there's a two persons sits on the same shop. I'm not quite aware what other persons says like after me. So what I can do, I can make a small software, internal software. Once it has to be complete its shop, so it has to just submit its data, how much it sold, what was the quantity it sold, or maybe any other information, whatever you want, so that the person next to it who can join this particular shop after him, so he can be aware what goes in Hindi mein galla size kiya tha. So he can be just go and carefully be aware with it, like what was the type of you can say the entire amount he has sold or what was the business amount. Okay, so that type of internal application if someone has to do, so what he can do, he can just go and can just think about it. Okay, so this kind of internal application we can build using it. So best for business critical application. So suppose if you have to create a critical application, not a very quick or simple application, so which platform suits me? So the answer is, can no code do that? The answer is no. Because no code doesn't allow you to edit your code anyhow. No code doesn't allow you to change its, you can say, the different structure, the how it's managing the data, where it has to be deployed. Can we change its internal source code? Can we change the engineering which is going to be defined by AI? I don't like AI. I have to do something work by myself. So can we do it into no code? Answer is no. So what will be the best platform to start with? So we will go and we will choose some good options from our low-code platforms, because the low-code platform is a way forward where we can go, we can create the design first, and we can edit them if it's required. So for critical applications, as I mentioned in the beginning, so low-code is a platform where you have a scalability options. So low-code will definitely will help me out. Best for customer-facing requirement. That's we call it B2C, directly business to consumer or business to customer applications, like Flipkart, like Amazon. They have a critical application on the back end, but they have also a phase where you interact with that, the B2C particular customer facing interaction. How much do you think, like, how much time you take? How much time you take if you have to build an application similar to Facebook, or maybe not Facebook, maybe I would say the Amazon or Flipkart. You cannot imagine, because you are just interacting with only with 5 or 6 screens. The detail one, the homepage, the category one, where we can find category, like I have my watch. I can go into men section, men to watch. This is the category section, segregation. After from category to we can find the specific brand, so the brand category. After the brand, we can just find the specific product. So the product page, add to cart, finish. That's all you are interacting. But you have heard like how complex to manage these kind of, you can say, like stock at the back end. So these are the B2B applications. But if we are creating some B2 applications, so can we do it with no code? You can somehow do it if you can compromise with the UI, if you can compromise with its performance, if you can compromise with its theme. So you can do it into no code also. There is no code required at all. Just go, drag, drop. And industry is liking it, trust me. Okay, so that's how you can do it. But if you cannot compromise with the design, if you cannot compromise with its styles, its basically code, its performance, if you cannot compromise out of them, so the low code is an only option for you, because the low code only is the platform where you can edit and you can define whatever you want. So the next thing is which particular you can say low code or no code offers me and visual IDE. So both of the product offers me. The low code also offers you a platform where you can go and drag and drop and can create your first phase of your application. Also, the no-code platform can give you the similar capability where you can go drag, drop your first phase, then only you can edit it. Okay, so these kind of like both of the products can offer me. The best part, as we are talking since the beginning, it's generate the deployable code which we can quickly debug, build at my local machine. We can see what the flow of my code is. Can we do it in no code? The answer is no again. So who can fulfill this requirement? The low code platform. The low code is the only platform who can help me out to product testable and the deployable code at last. Okay. So that's how he can help me out. Similarly, we have some more functions over here. We can just use any usability testing. Have you heard about usability testing? Anyone of you? Have you ever heard about usability testing? Great. There are so many different type of testings. There are unit testing which developer has to do. So if we need to write unit testing, so which can help me out because the low code platform gives me an option to generate a production ready code that means we can only write my unit test by myself. There are some platforms who basically gives you an assurance like this is the generated code which you do not have to write and test more. But if I have to do it, because some of the customers want the complete test report, so what we can do in that case, we can just go ahead, we can use low-code platform, we can generate code, we can write unit test by myself. So the next portion is as I mentioned, usability test. So usability studies is the biggest challenge if you are creating a customer-facing applications. Let me give you an example. Suppose you have to build an applications like Uber. So there are so many platforms. Can everyone please be along with me? Can focus the screen out only maybe I would say the 4 5 minutes left. So if there is a code, or if we need to write an applications code like an Uber, so how this application is going to be interact with my customer? So this is something we call and we do by usability testing. So usability testing is what? Like suppose you are having your mobile in front of you, and the UI of your application suppose it's quite complex. Suppose the Uber is over here. So in the Uber application, suppose if I go and if I'm not quite aware how I can run a Uber or my cab or my auto or my bike or whatever it is. So how this application could be good application for an end customer like my parents. They are old and they are not so technical and they are not so maybe you can say well educated or they don't know even English. Okay, so how they can be book their cab if they are somewhere alone. So this app should be so user friendly, UX friendly. So it should be so UX friendly. Anyone, if there is a you can say educated person or not, if he knows Hindi or English not, by just seeing its icon, it's a way of how it's work. If it can be booked, so that means we say all the time it's a good user experience. Like suppose there is a cab booking button, we have such button, but the cab booking button, suppose at the top over here, like my nearby my selfie camera. So if the person is holding their mobile, just a one hand, so how it can go and press this button which is at the top. So that's how we have to do a like you can say user experience. How we can press a user experience. That is we call this as usability studies. So that's how there are some tools which can give you this capability to test your applications and can generate a report, an automated report that you can show to your customers like how it can be generated and how it can look like. So that's how if you have to do the same thing, the no-code platform in that case can't help you anymore because it doesn't have like most of the product they don't have these features. But for some of the low-code platforms, you have this option. You can test their user experience also. Similarly, needs training. So in terms of if you are a developer, you do not require any specific training for low-code platforms because they do not have to be trained something else. Because at last they are generating the code which you are already aware with it. So it's not a learning curve out there like which you have to learn and which you have to do. But if you are just learning a low-code platform, this altogether is learning a new cloud era because you have to learn how to build it, how to deploy it, how to generate build output, and how to deploy it inside the cloud. So it's a complete learning curve over there. So that's all you have to select. Again, budgetary requirements is lower, it's a higher because in the no code, some of the platform they only allow you to build their application and deploy on the same network, on the same platform, on the same cloud. It doesn't allow you to get the code out and deploy somewhere else. That's how we cannot think about this budget. Whatever they are asking, we have to pay at last. So that's all. So the targeted audience people. So any non-technical person, if it's a business owner, who doesn't know any technology at all, they can directly go with no code. If it's a person who's a pro into design, who's a pro into UX, who's a pro into coding skills, So they can go and can save their time by using some kind of no code platform. So this is something how we can do it. So what options we have in the market available? So if you see there are some platforms available, if you can just go ahead for the first line application, you can use a low code platform like Microsoft Power Apps. So this is not the top one. I'm just suggesting as per my experience. So I will not be biased, but you can go and you can try. There are so many of those. So as per my experience, if you have to build an application with a low-code platform, I would suggest go with the Microsoft app. The second is where I work in logistics, so they have another option which is App Builder to make your front end very simple and quickly. The third option is Verified Studio, which was you can say a biggest partner of these kind of conferences as well in the past. We also suggest you the Verified Studio where you can go and can build your applications very quickly. So the next is OutSystem, which is very popular in this industry in India also. They are hiring a lot and they have options. And so many other companies, even HCL, Infosys, so you just name any SI, big SI in India. They're hiring on these old platforms, like on OutSystem or something. As for the even Gartner, if you say, so by 2024, we are expecting to be this particular market to be exposed, like as of 65% or maybe greater than that. So this is just a study by Gartner. If you just go on their platform, just find it, you will definitely find this information. We have a less time. Just to wrap this up, if you have any questions, guys, I have next 2 minutes. If you have any questions, just ask me. If not, so that's all from my side. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will hope to meet you again once again in so many events, offline events. We always do it from the CSharpCorner. Only we are again going to start our offline sessions as in chapters. So these are our credentials. You can find me at pandit.com. You can write me email if you have any questions at your end. The only Nitin. डोली नितिन तो तुम्हारा नाम है डोली नितिन कौन है नहीं डोली नितिन स्त्री डोली नितिन so ये बचपन में क्रिएट करी हुई गलती so we created it okay so that's why I'm using it so you can find me on Instagram for my personal contacts or if you can just follow me on LinkedIn so we can be having good network connection over there so thank you so much guys thank you so much for being over here and I can come for thank you so much so I will for the next speaker thank you so much and you can join me thank you so much guys